If you have to, the Pfaff Creative Icon has built-in mending stitches. In the utility area, 1.4, you'll find that stitch 7 and 8 are both built-in stitches that will turn mending into a pretty sweet and quick result. Now, you don't have to tell anybody your machine has this option. I want to show you how both of them work. We do see that foot 2A is required for this stitch, and what we're talking about is, let's say you have a hole in your fabric. It's ripped or been pulled or cut. You will need to have something behind it, whether it's another piece of fabric, some stabilizer, some iron-on interfacing. All those things will help make it turn out as smooth and like it didn't even happen. You do notice that there's this little blue box up here kind of shadowing over the top of your menu. One indicates that we are going to be using our reverse button here on the front of our machine. Once we take the row of stitches at the beginning, we'll be able to then tell the machine how long we want the mending area to be. So if we just need a little one, we can do that quicker, or if we need a longer one, we'll let it stitch all the way down, then touch the reverse button. Once you touch it, you sit back and watch what it's going to do as it goes back and forth at each of those needle positions, all the way from the left side to the right side. You will find that stitch number 8 will do something very similar, but you notice it has kind of a back and forth little section, so it's going to kind of do some underlay stitching. Once you get to the end, you'll touch the reverse button, and then it will start what we just described that stitch number 7 does. No matter how big your rip is, you'll find that you're always going to start in the upper left corner of where you're going to sew. As you begin to sew, you'll notice the machine is counting how many stitches forward it has taken. I'm going to do just a small version, so I'm going to touch the reverse button one time and then just sit back and let it stitch. You'll notice that it's going to go back and forth at each of those needle positions. And if I don't need it all the way the full width of the foot, I could stop it in the middle. But let's just go ahead and stitch all the way across and see what it does. You'll find that it will lock at the end once it's done. And you're going to see how nice and even these stitches look. Let's use the thread snips, cut the thread. And if our opening was actually bigger and more distinct this way, then we would start again, kind of just overlap a few stitches. You'll notice that on your screen, you have kind of a repeat function. So if we just started to repeat, it would go ahead and stitch over the top of that. Now, isn't that a nice looking stitch? If you had matched that thread to the fabric, oh my gosh, it's going to totally disappear. But once again, our little secret, we don't have to tell anybody that this machine has mending capabilities. It will be our little secret.